May 5th and 6th, we got a huge fundraiser that we have for the football program. And we started this basically, I guess it was maybe the first year that I was in. And at that time, we just wanted it to be kind of an event to start getting some of the alumni back and just have a great day as far as visitation. And it's kind of grown into a standpoint that now we also have a auction and a social on Friday night. That'll be at basically at 6 o'clock up in the UC Ballroom. We'll have basically a social, then we'll have a live auction. There'll be a lot of the silent auction items and stuff, and it'll be a great event. We'll have some live music with it there that night, so it should be a very entertaining and a fun night. And then on Saturdays when we have the golf tournament, the golf will be at 8 o'clock shotgun start on Saturday morning, so anybody that wants to be involved in that, we can certainly help them get situated. Well, right now, we're basically a little over halfway through with spring ball. We got in 4 practices prior to our spring break, and then since spring break, we got in 4 of them last week. Saturday was our first scrimmage. We got out of it basically really having a good scrimmage, and we got out relatively injury-free, which is huge at this point. And then we had a couple practices this week. We will practice again on Friday and Saturday. Friday morning will be at 6:45. Saturday will be a little bit later. We're on the field at basically 8:55, and then the scrimmage will start basically at 9:30. We'll finish up next week. Next week we'll go on Monday, Friday, and Saturday, weather permitting on those days. And basically we'll have the final scrimmage on the 15th, and the public is welcome to any of the practices, any of the scrimmages. But right now things have been going very well overall. Standpoint, you know, obviously Easton and Rope Rule are the 2 that are coming back. Both of them are doing some great things as far as our offense right now. Obviously Easton's one of the most dynamic athletes, I think, in Division II. And so there are some things that he can do. Rope is throwing the ball tremendously well right now. So both those guys are really getting a great feel of what we want to do. And it's a standpoint of really getting some continuity, getting some consistency, getting some quality reps. Neither one of them really had all that many quality reps last year. Obviously Easton had a couple games where he started for us. And so it's important to get those reps right now. Defensively is probably an area that we still got all those guys that were hurt last year. They're still doing a lot of spectating. And so we've got really a lot of very, very young guys getting a lot of quality reps. And the coaches were just joking about it here this morning, saying, well, you know, the guys we got defensively for spring ball now, they'll be the same guys we'll pretty much have next year. And they're right, because we have very few seniors out there defensively right now. The seniors that we do have, several of them are injured and recovering from surgery. But it has been a great teaching situation. And one of the things we try to do with spring ball is we want to develop our depth. And I think last year it showed. We have been able to do some of that, because with the number of injuries we had last year, and for our guys to still win a championship, I think it's an absolutely phenomenal credit to our players, and I think it's a great credit to our coaches for having that kind of depth, and we want to continue to develop that depth. We don't ever want to be in a situation we have 1 or 2 people injured that all of a sudden it just totally makes the season go end over end. And so we've got a lot of young guys learning, and it's been great so far, and we just have to keep it up. And at the same time, all those guys that are injured, they're chomping at the bit. They would love to be in there. And one of the things that we're very blessed with is we've got young men, they love playing the game and they want to be in there. And so it's just a standpoint that till they're ready and physically ready, then we're going to get other guys ready to take that spot for them, and hopefully develop that depth that we really want and need, so that we can have a great program. And it's not just on the offense and defense, the same is true even in the special teams. And so we've got guys that are working their tails off to earn a roster spot and get a chance to be a part of that football team. And, you know, so overall, very, very pleased with how spring is progressing.
Is there a different feeling from last spring? I mean, last spring it was the chip on the shoulder and getting ready to prove, and now is it just the next step in the phase of this program?
You know, that's a great question, because I think our players really view it that way, Patty. I think our players have a very high expectation right now, and I think that they want to take that next step, and they want to be a team that is advancing deep into the playoffs. Because even if you go back into last year, I think there was a lot of a situation that there had been the disappointment from not being in the playoffs the year before, and they wanted to be in the playoffs. Well, we got back to that point, and all of a sudden when we were in that playoff, you know, I wasn't even aware of the statistics of the game till after the game, and then we went in there. But even during the course of the game, I thought we are outplaying Commerce, and I felt that we had a chance to win that game. And then literally, had we taken care of the ball, we would have won that football game. And so our players know we can compete with those kind of teams, and yet at the same time, we want to compete with the best of the best every single week. And I think that's one of the things that the RMAC has changed dramatically. And I think you've got some great football teams in our conference now, and I think that's an exciting thing for our players. And so they know it's a day-to-day process, but our expectations, we want to continue to raise the bar and raise the standard of what we attain.